like I'm staying in the medieval closet. There's I feel really safe here. I want to do my video here. Is that okay with you guys? Can I do my video from the closet? That's not very pride like of me. Hey girls, gays and theys. It's still Pride Month, and I'm not feeling very proud. Let's talk about it. This video is going to be an absolute deep dive into some very triggering and uncomfortable topics, like, am I lying to myself about my sexuality? Do I push everyone away because I secretly think that I am unlovable? Has my chronic lesbian loneliness altered my brain chemistry? Is it impossible for me to find other female gays because I am, in fact, a bad gay? Will I ever date again? It's nice, I like it here. I feel less judged. Guys, this neighbor has been staring at me for like 30 minutes. Did I pretend to be straight in my childhood and my teenage years? Or am I pretending to be gay now? You get it. I'm confused, I'm lonely, and while I'm isolated in the French Alps with no Pride Parade inside and very little access to my community, I don't get the chance to surround myself with other gays. So, this year for Pride, I am facing off with my psyche and taking a deep dive to understand my queer little mind. This video is for all queer people out there who are confused or who don't feel queer enough, or just for anyone who's searching for themselves. I know these are feelings that many queers have felt before, and also some of you questioning allies. Let's talk about why we secretly hate ourselves. So I'm back in the medieval closet to talk about, you guessed it, internalized homophobia. I feel like a broken record, like I literally talk about this in every single video.
Internalized homophobia, the bread and butter of the gays. I definitely had to overcome a lot of internalized homophobia. This is an instructive video on how to finally get rid of your gayness.
But it's kind of the crux of all of these shitty feelings. So a quick recap. Internalized homophobia is when you internalize certain negative feelings or just prejudices against gay people. So I actually asked ChatGPT what internalized homophobia was, and it came up with several points that I think are interesting to elaborate on. 1, feeling like you're not normal or not enough as a queer person. So it's kind of strange. I never had any negative views about gay people, but it's something very different accepting gays and actually accepting yourself as a gay. When I first came into my queerness, I was actually kind of excited. I thought to myself, okay, well, this is cool. I'm gonna get to discover a whole new community, a whole new side of myself. And then over the years, I slowly and surely started to hate absolutely fucking everything about being a lesbian. Being uncomfortable with public displays of queerness, your own or others. So I have never felt any discomfort of seeing queer representations in public, like queer PDA. Actually, on the contrary, it makes me really happy to see queer PDA. Actually, I need it in my life. The real problem for me on this topic is when I was with my girlfriend, I found it very difficult to have public displays of affection with her because I just hated it when old creepy men would come and stare at us, and it just felt like I was being fetishized the whole time. It just really pissed me off, and I just felt really self-conscious and I felt really unsafe. So obviously it depends in what spaces, but there were moments, many moments, where I just didn't feel safe. That was really hard for me. I also remember this one time I went out in Barcelona to a club night, and I went home with a girl, and this guy came up to us and said to me, oh, I think your friend is really pretty. And I answered, yes, so do I, that's why I'm taking her home. And the guy got super excited. He was like, oh, can I come and join you? And I was like, no, kindly fuck off. And then he was like, oh, come on, little threesome. And then in the end, he was like, oh, okay, well, at least let me come and watch. Being a queer woman, you feel unsafe in love. When you're in a straight relationship, like I remember I was with a man for 6 years before I came into my queerness. And I remember being with my man made me feel safe. With my girlfriend, it was actually the opposite. It was like I had to be extra alert when I was with her. I had to constantly keep an eye out and make sure that there was no fucking creeps. So I have no problem. I actually really celebrate public displays of affection. But my personal experience has made it so that my public displays of affection are scary. It's fine for me to talk about being gay and broing out with the boys about hot women, but if I'm actually with a woman and having people stare at us, it makes me want to cry. I'm so jealous of women in relationships with other women. I love it for them. I'm not bothered by public displays of affection, I'm just fucking jealous. Other queer girls got to find someone that they can feel loved by and safe with. Struggling to picture a happy future for yourself because you're queer? Yep. This one feels a little personal. I've been single and gay for like 5 years now, and just nothing is happening. Like, I again and again and again watch my straight friends move forward, date people, get engaged. Every time I open Instagram at the moment, someone new is engaged, and like I don't want to be bitter about it because I don't want to be that person. I really don't. I want to be happy for people, and I am happy for people, but I am so fucking angry. I also just managed to blame myself. I always feel like it is as a result of my shortcomings that I don't have love in my life. So yeah, like, to conclude on that point, it is really hard for me to picture a happy future. Like, I don't believe in it anymore. It's so hard for me to even meet people. So like, how can I even project having an actual existing healthy relationship? Matt Bernstein did a video about internalized homophobia, and he talks a lot about how some gays will put other gays down. He says in his video, I'm gay, but I'm not gay. I'm an acceptable gay. I'm a good gay. I'm a normal gay. I touched upon this in my last video at the end of corporate pride, because this is really happening with the conservative movement at the moment. It's like, you can be gay, but please don't be too gay. As a result of that, it also makes you really bad at interacting with other queer people, because you're always probably silently judging the level of queer that they're at. In the words of Matt Bernstein, you can be gay, but you can't be too gay. So this leads me on to my next topic, which is that when society compels you to fit in, you learn how to code switch. The joys of code switching. As queer people, we're taught to alter our queerness to fit certain circumstances. So it's like you have different levels of gay depending on who you're with or in what circumstances you're in. Like, for example, if you're in a professional setting, you're probably going to want to tone down your queerness. Fucking sucks, man. So over it. I'm so over this internalized homophobia bullshit. So yeah, I definitely code switch, and since I'm around straight people basically 90% of the time, it's still me and it's still a version of me, but I consciously dial back parts of myself. I mean, let's be honest, everyone performs in social situations. That's like just human nature. We do it to fit in. But when you're a minority, you learn to specifically underperform parts of yourself that could put you at risk, your safety at risk, or your social standing at risk. That's why I'm not feeling very proud about it. And I do it so subconsciously as well. Like, there are so many moments where I notice myself massively accentuating my femininity because I am seeking male validation. A very dear friend of mine from childhood, who is a gay man, said to me that I was lucky in a lot of ways because I wasn't, well, I have short hair now, so I am, I think, a little bit more visibly queer. But most of my life, when I had long hair, I know that I wasn't visibly queer. And my friend said, you have the privilege of not being visibly queer. And I remember getting kind of offended by this because I think I was triggered by it because inside, a part of me knew that the reason why I was not visibly queer is because I never really felt safe to explore different parts of myself. I never felt like I could stop performing this hyper femininity because it kept me safe. You're so scared to let go of that, to let go of the need to fit in and to be liked by men. I'm so proud of myself for shaving my heads. Honestly, it was me letting go. It was me trying to connect more with my queerness. I'm like really confused by my childhood. I don't know if I was already gay and I didn't know it, or if I was just completely suppressing it. I remember thinking girls are so much prettier than boys, but I never questioned. I guess I didn't allow myself to. Which leads me to the very, very complex topic of labels. Alrighty, the dreaded labels. How do I define myself? In a very quick nutshell, externally, I've slotted myself into the lesbian label, but damn, it is a never-ending loop of self-questioning. Since being with a woman, I have decided that I want a female partner. It's just a certainty. There's nothing that I'm more sure of. And then sometimes I get a little bit attracted to a man. And I think to myself, could I? Am I betraying lesbians or myself if I get with a man? Will being with a man erase all of the hard work that I've done to accept the fact that I'm a lesbian? Will being with a man take away the chance of me being with a woman? I'm just so constantly on the lookout for the woman of my dreams that I feel like if I even take 5 seconds with a man, then I could miss her. Oh golly gosh, it's all too much. Mountain gods, you have served me well until now. Please, please, deliver me a lesbian spirit. I need it, I need her. Will I ever love again? Help me. What's even real anymore? Like, I've spent the last 5 years trying to build up this persona of myself, or trying to come to terms with this persona of mine. I can't go backwards. Like, I just can't. Like, it's too much work. Guys, I'm fucked. I feel really broken. I do not feel proud to be gay. I feel so fucking lonely and lost and angry. And that leads me on to our next topic, which is, of course, loneliness. I feel like lesbian loneliness is now like my brand. Okay, so you guys know that I love to talk about how lonely I am as a lesbian, and if you're new here, then you should definitely watch my videos. I'll put them up here and here. I've talked about this topic a lot because it is a very prevalent topic in my life. The reason it is so prevalent in my life is because I am so tired of being the token lesbian in absolutely every freaking situation in my life. But also my brain has like kind of convinced me that that's the way that it has to be. And I blame myself for hanging out in situations and places where there are no other gay people. I know I should be actively making more of an effort to find queer communities, but I have this incessant need to travel and explore and be in the mountains, usually by myself. So I know that I'm choosing to exist in spaces where it's a lot harder to find queer people. I want to be in places that make me feel whole. I tried. I tried the Barcelona thing, I tried the London thing, and going out to club nights with loads of other gay girls didn't actually help my case. In fact, it made me feel a lot worse. It seemed only fitting to end the video back in the medieval closet. So what's the solution here? Therapy. Lol. Just dating scares me. Are there any outdoor queers out there who want to hit me up? Want to date me? The solution is always simple. How can we be proud? By loving ourselves. Obviously, you've got to learn to be kind to yourself and stop judging yourself. Stop doing that. It's not good for you. I have a question. How would you treat your hypothetical child? However you would talk to them, talk to yourself that way. As queer people, we have to drown out not just the hate from ourselves, but also the hate from all around in society. And we have to dispel the need to fit in and learn to forge our own paths. And that is what Pride is about for me. I want to approach my questioning with curiosity rather than judgment. I want to be a better gay, not for society, but for myself. And that's it. Love you lots, but love yourself.